Today is a very exciting day where we take this and put them together to start getting this little guy back in one piece. This little Land Rover is affectionately known as Lenny. He's our 1963 Land Rover Series 2A. And over the last few weeks, we've been attempting a preservation on him. And now we begin the process of pulling his body panels off, moving the engine and transmission, and by the end of this episode, hopefully having them on the replacement chassis to ensure everything lines up. Okay, Jack, what are we doing?
We're taking the hardtop off. Bolts, bolts, more bolts. Let's do it.
This hardtop appears to have had something fallen on it. Likely from when Lenny was sitting in the forest for over 20 years. But we're going to be careful to not damage it any further and see about fixing it in the future. Ooh. Okay, that's gone now.
She's a fixer-upper.
It's another good shot of the caved-in roof here, which we will have to fix.
There's a nut on the other side of it, which is going to make that really difficult to get off with the caved-in roof here. So we could try something.
What?
Try something.
What are we trying?
Turn the camera.
Having a nap. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. I mean...
Now we can get to the bolts. I mean, kind of wrecked it a little bit there, but maybe we can fix that. Ah!
I mean...
Hey, better access. All the time.
We do have a replacement top for this, but that was still a bit hard to watch.
I feel like I could sit here perfectly comfortable without the seat. That's how small these little cabins are. It's so wild.
I mean, the Series 1 seats weren't much more than that cardboard there. Thankfully,
True.
Thankfully, this guy's much upgraded.
Slow and steady wins the race. One left. Finally. I can't wait to see this thing without the hardtop on it. It's going to look like a real Lenny.
Poor Lenny. I like his hardtop.
Ready?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's just have a quick look at that door that Jack just removed. As you can see here, it does not have the surround. It does have the very bottom of the surround where the glass would fit, I guess. But it's very worse for wear. So that's one of the things where you need to be doing on this guy as well. All those like steel frames around the doors. We're going to try and take the aluminum skin off here and place it on another door that we have that the skin's not so good, but the frame is. So future projects. In the last episode, we completed the rolling chassis, except for one major part, which is the rear crossmember. We now need to get Lenny's tub placed on that to ensure that everything lines up correctly before committing to welding that on. For a really good fit though, we also need all the other body panels to make sure it's aligned. There's a nasty thundercloud back here making its way towards us. Let's see how much this front end we can take apart before that hits. I don't know about you guys, but I find it oddly satisfying, feeling like I'm the first person in over 60 years to take hardware off this thing. Anyways, one down, lots more to go. Check this out. That Once upon a time was a nut. Okay, managed to get this strap free. I was able to cut the nut off from the inside there. This is getting replaced, don't worry about that. Now there are nuts and bolts all the way along the inside edge here. However, the rain has come. I don't think it's gonna last long, so I'm just gonna quickly cover Lenny with a tarp so that no more moisture gets in that engine and in the body where we're gonna be working. So let's do that, see how long this rain lasts. Now, this little bit of rain ended up not lasting much longer than it took me to put the tarp on, so off it came again, and I carried on getting this fender unbolted. Updates on this little 2 1/4 gas engine that we have here. It is still seized. If you guys are new here, we've tried to crack this engine. We're pretty sure that the rings are welded or, well, rusted to the inside of the walls of the block. We have tried the 50/50 acetone and ATF mix, let it sit, topped it up, let it sit, and tried to crack it. It's not budging. So it's looking like we're going to need to pull the head and have a look at what's going on here, rather than risk damaging it, trying to keep moving it. At the end of this episode, we're hoping to have this out and on the stand, maybe have a look inside and see what's going on there. So stick around, hopefully that'll happen. And then it's probably engine rebuild time. But let's carry on getting these panels off and we'll go from there. Oh my gosh, where's the plug? I eventually did locate where the plug was, and this fender finally came off. Jack just got home, and I'm gonna make him take this other fender off because that one took me forever. And I don't feel like getting beat up again, so
Yay me!
sharing. And it looks like it's gonna rain again, so let's get a move on.
What now? The reason I'm doing it like this is because these 2 bolts that are holding this skirt onto the fender are really rusted, and I just feel like this is going to be an easier way because then we can cut those off back.
Lenny also has this dealer installed heater here. I think it's by Kodiak, I believe. It's this guy here, but I don't think that's going to be holding us on because that hose is totally rotted there. But kind of a neat addition for our Canadian car.
How does this come off?
It should slide up.
Oh, up and out?
Yeah. That there, yeah, pinching. There we go.
Whoa.
Now the other piece of the puzzle is this bulkhead. This one here is completely rotted, rusted right through. You can get replacement footwells for these. However, the replacement chassis that we have came with its own bulkhead. So the bulkhead and chassis, both those numbers matches. So we have registration for that combination and we have registration for this combination as well. So we're actually not combining 2 separate vehicles here. We're building up one with the parts from Lenny that are not tied to this particular registration.
You still have a bottom rod hose to take off of here, and then we can pretty much just lift this whole unit off the front.
The thing looks so loose. Was the only thing holding that on the hoses and the fenders?
Yeah, this wasn't even bolted on at all.
Maybe at one point, but they're rusted right out of there now. Okay. I am taking the wiring harness out as best I can here. Most of this wiring will need to be replaced, but I do want to keep it intact if I can, so I can remake it.
So we ended up just removing the fan blade. Now we should be able to let this thing out of here. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, ready?
I guess so.
Okay.
By now, you guys have probably all heard the rain starting to come down. And at this point, we had moments before things opened up and it really started to downpour. I was just in town and there's localized flooding out there. Stores are closed. I went to go pick up an order that I had at the grocery store and they're flooded and everything was canceled. We had a lightning strike on our neighbor's tree. It shook the house. It was so hard, and that tree actually caught on fire briefly. So there's a lot going on here. This was very unexpected. Hopefully it passes. Hopefully everyone's safe. And we'll get back to normal here. We're back out here. The storm has passed. It's spitting a teeny tiny bit, but we are going to give this place a bit of a cleanup so that we can carry on our job here. Next is getting the tub onto the new chassis. This was a really exciting moment for us, having all this work finally on the brink of coming together. However, near the end of wrapping this video up, we discovered a major issue that could change the course of this build.
Okay, down.
Oh, it's higher.
It is higher. That's all right. Down. Back up a little bit.
Fitting all of the body panels to the donor chassis was a really important step for us to make sure everything lined up. The last thing we wanted was to weld that cross member on and lock everything into place and find out things were out of alignment.
Not bad.
Honestly, everything front of, well, I guess the axle, rear axle here, crusty. Very, very crusty, but seems solid. I don't know. We'll see what we do with this thing. But this, that's way better. One temporarily installed box. It is loose, able to be moved around because next is bulkhead. So we're going to get that put on. You may notice that this chassis does not have the outriggers for the bulkhead, and that's by design. We're going to get that bulkhead placed on here, make sure it lines up with the box, make sure it lines up with the chassis, and then start solidifying where things are going.
We might have to lift it. Is that high?
No, it's my insulin pump telling me it needs to be changed.
Okay.
I'll just use it.
Okay. Oh, that's almost bang on. Sits right in the frame there.
Nice, okay.
This one's a bit different. Yeah, see, look.
Can we wiggle things around, make sure it's a bit more square here?
Definitely have to do some adjustment on it.
Okay, cool. Glad we're doing it this way.
Yeah.
Okay, we got that outrigger fitted. It is mocked up, not welded on yet. Both sides are now on and square. Next, we are going to get the doors fitted just to make sure the actual panels here are going to line up properly. And I think that might be the last thing for back here, and then we can kind of solidify this. We are going to get the fenders put on as well. Just make sure they're all in line here. We're making good progress. Now, along with the tub, we will be giving this bulkhead a nice tidy up as well once this mock-up is done. Cleaning it up, making sure it all functions, and giving it maybe some fresh paint. Here we are fitting the door, our replacement door.
I'm going to take the top portion off the door just for the mock-up phase. Just makes it a lot lighter. And then, yeah, let's do it.
This is one of our replacement doors with a frame on it that's in way better shape. Couple little rough spots, but I think it'll work. And whatever this is.
Body lines need a bit of adjustment, but I think that's okay.
Honestly, it's not as bad as I thought.
So don't forget that the tub, the back of this, isn't fully in place yet. So we still have some room to mess around with these gaps and try and get them perfect.
There's job done on Lenny's body parts from the bulkhead back. All lined up, square, and ready to be welded and bolted into place. We were feeling really good about our progress, but the next morning we started on the front and that quickly changed.
The bolt holes are at least an inch off all the way down.
Really? Okay. This can come back towards the bulk. Well, I thought you were still there.
Yep.
We bolted the rad support up to the front cross member as it should be, but you can clearly see here that the holes on the fender that should line up are way off. Something's not right here.
Doesn't go any further than the bulkhead.
You can see us here visibly confused, trying to compare the two chassis, figuring out what is going on here.
It might be the rad support. Yep. There we go. There we go. That's lined up.
The plot thickens. The passenger side fender seems to line up fine with the rad support, so we're gonna throw a few bolts in and see where we can get to. Before that's tight, let's see about the other fender.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Oh yeah. With the rad support loose, we placed the driver's side fender back on to see if we could get any clues as to what was going on here. So this is why we do it like this. Jack's gonna see if we can get this whole side back. Everything's loose still, right? So see if we can push this back, get the front to line up here. We'll go from there. So on the inside here, we can see that the rad support sort of lines up there. This fender went on okay. Then as we get over to the driver's side, it progressively gets more that way.
Look how out that is.
It's pretty obvious once you start putting body panels on how crooked that is. That whole side is pushed. And it's become
Very visible.
very visible. Like we knew this frame wasn't perfect, but none of them are perfect. However,
That's become wildly out. So you never know what you're going to get when you buy used parts and used stuff, especially when vehicles are really, really old. It turns out we didn't really figure this out. We didn't see that it was that big of a deal until we started putting the body panels on. And we started taking this out. This frame is bent. We're not at a loss, but it kind of feels like we are at this point.
we're at a crossroads.
Nothing is lining up. I know we've got a lot of Land Rover guys that watch this, Land Rover people. What would you do in this situation? Because, I don't know, man. This is disappointing.
This was extremely disappointing. We thought we'd be way further ahead. We thought we would have the engine on a stand and be able to see what's going on with that. Instead, we decided to start stripping down Lenny's original chassis and see if there's anything we can salvage there before we make our decision on where to go next.
The worst of it really, obviously, is just the back. You know, it's pretty gross. It's straight as an arrow. The other frame wasn't like that. As much as I don't want to abandon that one in the background, I really wish I just was able to get a new galvanized from the UK, but it's just not really feasible on the west coast of Canada here. We're down to limited options, and I'm just gonna have to fix this frame up, which is really disappointing. I really didn't want to have to do that, but that's the way she gotta be.
We just wanted to say a special thank you for all the support recently. Our channel's starting to grow, and we really couldn't do that without you. If you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave us a comment, let us know what you think, and thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next week.